Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow. Does your belief system hold past life?
Absolutely. That's what this is.
Okay, yeah. So past life of my past life versus an ancestral lineage.
Okay, that's good. Good question. So many of us will look at our DNA ancestors. Really, ancestors, anybody before you that's had an impact on you, right? Your teacher, your mailman. To a certain degree, they're all ancestors that came before you. But we have the DNA ancestor, mother, father, their mother, father. And after you go back how many generations? That's a lot of people. But that's still only this incarnation. If you subscribe to life continuums, coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out, and in Christianity they call it everlasting life. However you want to define it, you've had a classroom experience, you're bringing that knowledge into this one, and you're going to have another one. How many before, how many after, I have no idea. Each of us is different. But presuming that this classroom you're in right now, you brought a lesson from the last one that you didn't really learn, you're now here learning it. And you consciously make a decision that in the next classroom, I don't want to take this with me. I want to learn something different. I want to get this done today. Ho'oponopono. So that you can now learn the next thing. I'll be free, I'll be clear, no barriers, teach me. Because my whole spiritual experience is to learn. For what? To go back. Where? To source. It's pretty much what most people have understood who are in the spiritual practices and planes. So it does say that you have a body, I have a body, but I'm a spirit inside this body. And that spirit moves from body to body, time to time, class to class. So yeah, we call it reincarnation. Some people do. Others have a very difficult time with that idea because we're very tied to the central experience of being in the physical. That's called physics. But once you get into the metaphysics, into the spiritual principles, you now have methods of actually dealing with that. So if that's the case, then we have to consider the idea that what I'm experiencing here is not just the physical DNA memories, but all of the spiritual DNA that I might have been one Portuguese in another lifetime, I was Chinese in another, I was part British in another time. And anytime those particular names or experiences bother me, when I see a Brit and it bugs me, that's probably because something that in that lifetime bugs me today. So I'm not only dealing with my physical DNA, but my spiritual DNA. Meaning, in another spiritual incarnation, in another body, in another place, you had to learn all these things. So somebody from that experience comes into your life today. They're reminding you of that, and you have the opportunity now to make that right. Okay? So a lot of people say, well, he's not related to me. That's not physically, but spiritually, we're all related. We all come from the same source. So it's subscribing to that paradigm shift that begins to open the door to opportunity to cleanse. And the presumption is that we all started out from one flame. Another metaphor, we're all drops of rain from the same ocean. Thing is, do we remember? At some point, our aspiration is to go back, is to rejoin that one mind, that one connection. And if you subscribe to those principles, then these are methodologies, the mechanics that help us find greater meaning. Our challenge today in the physical is we get stuck in mechanics. We lose meaning. My intention, or at least the guidance I've gotten, is to provide meaning. What does it mean to be whole? What does it mean to be a human being or being human rather than just a human being something?
Or a human doing.
A human becoming. We're not called human becoming. I find that through the process of Ho'oponopono, Lua, and these other principles, it enables you to be present, be open, but be something in the process of becoming something else. But if you're never anything in the first place, how do you know you've become what you've been aspiring to do, right? So the intention is to be present, to be whole, to be available. And once you let the universe know that, stuff happens. Because now you've actually said, okay, you're ready. So when my wife transitioned in 2020, my dad before that, my mother most recently, it's constant, how do I go back to doing what I was doing yesterday? These are dynamic, dramatic shifts in one's consciousness and awareness. Knowing that they're still there. I still wear my wedding band because I didn't stop being married when my wife made her transition. Her spirit just got too big for the physical being. She's just living in a place where her spirit can now live fully. We still have interaction. There's still an ability to communicate because my belief system acknowledges that I am more than this. And unfortunately, this becomes a challenge when you are aspiring to live in a multidimensional view. Now, to the casual passerby listening to this, these guys are crazy. But if you subscribe to this larger principle, it's like we've never really left that space. It's not we're going to go out someplace. It's like a fish in a fish tank, and the fish tank is in the ocean, right? You take the fish out of the fish tank, it's still in the ocean. I like to suggest our spirit beings is inside this vehicle that's inside the spiritual space. We never left that space. We just happen to be contained inside of a physical container inside that larger space. And we're interacting in and out of that space. But it's not, I was in the spiritual space and I went over there and I'm going to come back over here, which is an external thing. Which means you and I are in the same space.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.